welcome back. It's good to be back at the center. At least for a little while. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was hoping to do some classes online while I was away, and just a lot of things were going on. And you know, when you let go of anything that's supposed to look, which I have been working a great deal on, as many people, I just said, you know what? Trust that the people that are doing their own practice are doing it, and if not, then there'll be opportunity for all of us to do it again together. And I did a lot of personal still QiGong, if you would, just really being still and allowing energies to flow through without having to do too much physical activity. Allow myself to rest, which is really, really an important thing we have to do. It's all good. Now I'm back in. It's obviously it worked, because on the ride back into Asheville, my energy just shot right up a couple of days right before, actually. And I was just like, okay, now I'm on go for sure, you know. So and things are moving beautifully and perfectly and wonderfully and fast. So it's great. I know these next 2 weeks are going to be pretty intense for a lot of people. There's a lot of beautiful things going on. It is springtime, so as I keep adjusting, that's bugging me. But and I have a feeling that what is going on with so many people is intense, and yet there's this time to kind of literally come out of cocoons. You know, wintertime for a lot of us in the country don't live in warm environments. You know, it's like spring, and that capacitates a lot of, you know, moving and coming out and enjoying and, you know, just shaking off our shells and some of our things. So it's so there's a lot of movement right now, I guess, and with that kind of traditional movement, you know, dictated by the climate and our biology and physiology, and then everything that's going on at a metaphysical level, it's overwhelming for a lot of folks. I'm seeing it overwhelming in a lot of ways, on a negative point, because people are still working through a whole lot of stuff, you know, a lot of their anger and fear and resentment, and that's a very challenging place to be for anyone at any time. But right now it's as if everything is in a pressure boiler, and valves have to be released, and they've been under pressure for a long time, and the universe is saying, you know, can't hold on to it anymore. We've got to move it. So things are happening, and it's kind of showing up with the pressure releases of the planet as well. You know, with the earthquakes and the tsunami, you know, and the resulting tsunamis and the volcano activity. There's a lot of pressure release going on right now. And for those who kind of went ahead of the curve and went through this process 4 years ago, really started walking away from the things that no longer serve them, relationships, partnerships, jobs, so on and so forth, careers, ideas, thoughts of what they were going to be or do. It's kind of like, you know, we did it when it wasn't cool. And that's maybe not the word. It wasn't as popular. Well, it's kind of cool to be like, you know, going through enlightenment, or, you know, 2012 and whatever it is. If you're in the conversation, you know, it's like, oh yeah, you're getting it right. So, you know, it's like back, you know, even just 3 years ago, they're like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? You know, energies and emotional releases and letting go of old stuff. You know, it's so it's picking up speed and it's moving faster. And again, it goes back to all the ebb and flow. And right now it's just huge expansions, just really beautiful. Every day I'm hearing stories, which is wonderful, you know, and positive stories from even some of the most unexpected sources of people. And sometimes it's just a phrase or a word. Sometimes it's just a comment that people very close to me that I know, you know, or have been resistant to the concept of surrender and letting go, are actually surrendering and letting go. And yeah. And that's a huge smile and joy on my face, because I know how scary that is when you first do it, or the first few times you do it, because it's so foreign to us in terms of the way that we are taught and made to believe about what surrendering and letting go is. And people say, I don't know, I don't want to let go of my control. And I say, well, how does it working? How is it working for you? I'm thinking that you've got everything in control right now. Do you actually are you in control of anything right now? And most people, that would be in a place where their lives are unraveling fast and everything is happening to them in very difficult and challenging fashions. You know, the economy is affecting a lot of people in a lot of different ways. They'll say, no, it's like I can't control what the government's doing, they're screwing up, I can't control, keeping my job, they've laid me off, I can't control my husband leaving me, so on and so forth. So I say, so what control do you actually have? And the people's false ideas about control is that they think they control all of the elements around their life, and the only thing they can do is control how they react to them. And we have great expectations that if I do this, everybody else is going to do that. And when they don't do that, then I don't get this. Then the game becomes everybody else has failed me. I can't make them do this. I can't make them make me keep my job. I can't make my partner stay if they don't want to, or whatever. And all of the power and all of that ownership, is put out there, and they're sitting back. And they're sitting back. And we talked about this at brunch today. You have to gain. You are in control of only one thing, and that's what it is that you do, and how it is that you feel and react to any given situation. And we have those standard patterns that we have been taught. They've been modeled for us many times. Pretty much early in life, we act to a lot of things like our parents did. Or completely the opposite, because we didn't like, even as kids, how our parents reacted to certain things. So we said, I'm never going to be like my father. I'm never going to be like my mother. And law of attraction ended up going, oh, well, you're going to be like that anyways, because you're so busy fighting what it is that you don't want to be that you end up being that anyways. It's crazy, I know, but it's a symbol of where do you put your energies, where do you put your emotions, where do you put your thoughts 99% of the time. Where the energy goes, where the mind goes, the energy, as we say in QiGong. Wayne Dyer in the Tao Te Ching says, change the way you look at things and watch the things you look at change. It's just a shift in your awareness, and that's what it's all about. And so it's amazing to see, and then like in dance church, in the 5 rhythms dance thing yesterday, to see individuals that I know personally and you that have been doing this work for a while and doing a whole lot of development work and personal consciousness work and spiritual work, and to see them go, wow, I just cracked another level, opened another egg, shifted to somewhere where I've never been before, and wow. And it just keeps getting better and better. There is no point of enlightenment that is finite. It is all. I don't even like to use the word too much, just because it's another one of those words like God, which has a whole lot of meaning that is very semantic, and it's dogmatic. And really, it's being in the light, to be out of darkness. That's all. And when you have more light, you see. But the darkness serves as well. And so sometimes we go back into that to see what it is that might be hiding in the spaces that we can shed more light upon so that we can gain the gift. And I believe so that we can go back out and help those who share that experience, that story. So it's very exciting, lots of stuff going on. It's springtime. Energies are flowing, lots of changes, people are transitioning. And what I am seeing the most of is the courage that people are finally, whether it's by choice or circumstance, which there's a fine line there in my opinion, it's happening. So let's take a deep breath with that. And I invite you to hear the words that I have spoken and allow what resonates to fall upon your heart and mind, and allow what doesn't simply fall away. Let go and let in these beautiful energies of life that are coming down the thread. Some will argue, no way, Jose, it's all a bunch of malarkey. And I say, I honor you and your choice. But I know that the results of mine are proving otherwise. And it's exciting. And for those who are willing and seeking and showing up, and they will, and they do, and they come in waves. It's ebbs and flows and ebbs and flows. Eventually we'll be in one huge flow, and it'll go on for a long, long